Good evening, dear students from all over Egypt. Welcome to today's session. And today, inshallah, we will continue the chapters and lessons of Programming and Artificial Intelligence, your book of coding. So let's continue with chapter 1, lesson 2, Information Ethics. Information Ethics. So, what's information ethics and how can we follow it and apply it? Be with me, please. Well, information ethics are the foundational concepts and attitudes necessary. The foundational concepts and attitudes necessary for conducting appropriate activities in the information society, meaning this is regardless, of course, the presence or absence of laws. Well, what does this mean? It means that information ethics means using the internet and technology politely, responsibly, and safely, even if no law forces you. So we need you to act and behave politely on the internet. Okay? Don't bully others. Don't insult others or publish something inappropriate. Okay? So this is information ethics. To act politely, responsibly, and safely over the internet. So, characteristics of information on the internet. What are the characteristics of information on the internet? Well, information is easily spread. Do you remember? We took them in chapter 1, lesson 1. We took the characteristics of information. Information is easily spread, and once disseminated, it tends not to disappear easily. It means that information in the internet spreads very fast and is hard to delete. That's why we want you to be careful while you are on the internet. Well, infringements of others' rights. Rules for you to remember. How to keep the rights for others. To keep them safe and keep yourself safe. So, rules to remember. You must not publicly share images or videos for which others hold the copyright without permission. So never ever, okay, publish something that doesn't belong to you or it's free to publish. So we have images and videos that are free for you to use. We call it open source. Open source means you are free to use them and you are not going to be judged by law. But you need to investigate carefully if the images or videos you are using, they hold copyrights or not. So if they have a copyright, don't ever try to use them or you will be judged by law. So copyright, what does it mean, copyright? Well, if your friend draws a cool monster, you can't take it and say you drew it. No, this is cheating. This is stealing. That's their creation, not you. So this is copyright. Okay, copyright, it means that you hold that original thing for yourself. You do it, you create it for yourself. So this is copyright. You must not leak the personal information of another person on the internet. This is an important rule for you to remember. Never ever try to publish or say or post others' personal information or even yours. because they can take it and steal your credentials, your credits, and so on. Don't share private information like addresses, phone numbers, pictures of others. It's forbidden for you to do. Look here, try to be smart, to be responsible during the internet. And don't ever try to publish photos of other people without their permission. Well, continue with the rules, okay, for you to remember. You must not ever infringe upon others. So this is privacy. Don't copy or post others' work or photos without asking, without their permission. You must not post comments that slander or defame others or engage in online bullying. So don't try to insult others, bully them, or spread rumors about them. Don't bully or insult people online. Well, be careful with photos that show your location. We call it geotags. Geotags. Others can find where you live. And we will explain what does geotag mean. So, a geotag or geotagging is the information that includes latitude and longitude وهي خطوط الطول والعرض embedded in photos and videos taken with smartphones and mobile phones. So each phone or each photo you take with your mobile phone, it has a latitude, and each information or each photo, video you take, it has a latitude and longitude that shows your location. It shows where you live. So you need to be careful where and how to post things that matters to you. So geotags are hidden location details in photos. They can show where you live. This is geotags because there is a risk of being identified, such as having your home pinpointed based on the location where the photo was taken, and they can attack you at your home. So be careful about these geotag or geotagging, publishing information. Well, disinformation and rumors. What are disinformations and rumors? It's false information that's deliberately spread or baseless rumors. So, disinformation means spreading fake news or lies online. Whenever you find a fake news, we call it disinformation. Disinformation. For example, posting a friend's photo on social media without asking. This is bad ethics. Asking your friend first. This is good ethics. Believing or sharing fake news. This is not ethical, not good, it's bad. And checking if news is true before sharing. This is good behavior. So we are telling you what to do and what not to do. Well, can you tell from the photo what is this? Of course, it's geotags. They can locate your place, your home, from the photos and videos you share. And of course, here you need to ask other people if this information is fake or is it true for me to share. So you need to have other people around you. to ask them. Now we have a new topic for you, dear students. It's problems that occur with smartphones and social media. Of course, we're here to make you aware of things that you do without knowing and can cause problems for you. So we want you to be aware of the problems that occur with smartphones and social media. Just to be careful and protect yourself, of course. Well, social media. What are social media? Well, social media is services that provide platforms where individuals can connect with each other on the internet. Of course, a fun clubhouse online where you can talk to friends. This is we call or a small example of social media. Well, problems that occur with smartphones and social media, like internet addiction. And I think many of you know what the addiction of internet. Internet addiction means a state where one becomes excessively immersed in the internet to the extent of interfering with daily life. So this is internet addiction, a state where one becomes excessively immersed, in the internet. That is daily 24/7 using internet while talking, while walking, while eating, while doing everything. He posts, or search the internet and check if there's someone comments, someone shared something, and so on, while doing your live activities. So this is internet addiction. So don't stay in the clubhouse, don't stay over the internet so long that you forget to eat, sleep, or play outside. And I think many of you stay so late at night just using their smartphones and searching, or surfing the internet. And this is bad behavior, by the way. This is a problem. We call it internet addiction. Okay, another problem from using smartphones is using smartphone while walking. I'm ringing a bell here. Using smartphone while walking. The act of using a smartphone while walking. If you are looking at your phone while walking, so this is a major problem for you because you might bump into someone or trip over a rock, so pay attention, please. Well, now we have cybercrime. Cybercrime. And remember this word, please. So, cybercrime is the misuse of computers and networks for criminal activities. And we have another definition here. It's identity theft. Identity theft. So, what is identity theft? The act of a third party pretending to be a certain individual or organization just to steal IDs or passwords. Again, identity theft is the act of a third party pretending to be a certain individuals or organization just to steal IDs or passwords from other people. For example, a stranger pretending to be you to trick your friends. So this is awful, horrible to do. Just this is why we tell you never share your passwords with others. Okay? Leakage of personal information. So this term is pretty important for you. Leakage of personal information. This is means when personal information that should remain confidential, should remain secret, is disclosed to a third party. So you publish your titles, your address, your name, your social media passwords, and so on. This is a leakage of personal information. Someone else may steal it and hack into your accounts and do something bad with your friends, telling other people bad things about you. So be careful, please. For example, walking while chatting on mobile phone is danger. This is bad. Putting phone away while walking, and this is good for you to do. Clicking strange links, and we here, please be careful of clicking on any other links that others send you. Don't ever click on links only if you know or you trust the sender. If you trust the person who sent this link, then you can click it. If you don't know him, don't ever click on any other strange links that sent to you, because it may cause information leak. Using only trusted websites. Download from trusted websites. Look here. So he was talking through his mobile phone and he bumped into the parlor here. So be careful, please. We don't want this to happen to you. And look to this boy. He is looking and surfing the internet. And here is we have a hole. He's gonna come into the hole. He's gonna fall down it. And many accidents happen like this, unfortunately. So we want you to be careful and take care of things like this. Just put your phone into your pocket till you come to a safe place and you can surf the internet as much as you want. Now, dear student, practice, of course, makes perfect, and practice makes progress. So let's practice together. Do it with us. Answer the following questions. What's the term for the foundational concepts and attitudes necessary for conducting appropriate activities in the information society? We call this information ethics. Information ethics. Question after that. For the following statements A to D, mark O if the statement is correct and X if it's incorrect. Social media is nothing more than a dangerous tool that causes trouble. Is this correct? B. There is a risk that your home address could be identified from geotags embedded in photos and videos. Is this correct? Well, of course, social media is a convenient tool on the internet that allows individuals to connect with each other. However, social media can be a dangerous tool if not used properly. Therefore, of course, you need to be careful. So A is wrong. Well, while B is correct, of course. Why it's correct? Because there's a risk of sharing photos or your home address because of geotags embedded in photos and videos. So B is correct and A is wrong. Continue with do it with us. You can write whatever you want on an anonymous bulletin board because no one can ever know who wrote it. Is this correct or no? We will know it together. Well, be mindful that there are real people on the other side of the internet and try to share information with consideration for their perspective. Well, what about C? Is it a correct one? No, it's wrong, of course, because never post defamatory content, disinformation, or rumors, even anonymously. Okay? Therefore, they can track you, they can know where you live. Well, what about D? It's correct, of course, because you need to publish information, but with consideration. You need to check the information first to know that it's correct before you publish it. So C is wrong and D is correct. Continue with the questions. Do it with us. Answer the following questions. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate words. Sentence 1. Space is the term for the foundational concepts and attitudes necessary for conducting appropriate activities in the information society. Well, what is this? We will know it in a moment. Of course, it's information ethics. Information ethics. Question 2. Space is the term for false information that's deliberately spread or baseless rumors. We call this disinformation. Disinformation. Question 3. State is the collective term for crimes involving the misuse of computers and networks. We call this cybercrime. Cybercrime. Continue with do it with us. Well, space is the collective term for crimes involving the misuse of computers and networks. Of course, it's cybercrime again. Well, we have here a passage and we want you to choose from these. So, choose the phrases that best fit into the blanks from A or from 1 to 3 from the options A to D below. The passage says, when transmitting information on the internet, you must be very careful with handling others. Is it copyright, personal information, industrial property, or geotag rights? Well, and with images or videos in which others have these. Additionally, photos and videos taken with smartphone have a feature that can add information such as the latitude and longitude of the location where they were taken, which is referred as, and this is number 3. Well, after that is convenient because it enables the confirmation or search of the location where a photo was taken. But caution is needed as there is a risk of having your home address identified. Have you guessed the correct answers? Check them with me. Of course, number 1 will take personal information. And 2 here is gonna be copyright. And finally, number 3 is gonna take geotag. Geotag. Do it with us. From the following options A to D, choose the one that's a general term for services that provide platforms for individuals to connect with each other on the internet. Answer by writing the corresponding letter. A. Social engineering. C. Social networking service. B. Social marketing. And D. Social network system. Of course, the one that's related here is social networking service. Continue with the questions. Do it with us. The following statements A to D describe information ethics. So, mark O if the statement is appropriate and mark X if it's inappropriate. A. You can write freely on an anonymous bulletin board because no one can know who wrote it. B. Websites are legally required to allow or to always provide accurate information. C. You must be careful not only with your own personal information, but also with how you handle the personal information of others. And finally, for any content, it's better to use a bulletin board for information dissemination as it can reach a larger audience. So, which one is O and which one is X? Here is the correct answer for you. Well, you can write freely on any or an anonymous bulletin board. Of course, it's X. This is false, not correct, because they can track you. B. Websites are legally required to always provide accurate information. No, you can post lies, you can post fake information. That's why we are telling you to double check it. So this is X2. C. You must be careful not only with your own personal information, but also with how you handle the personal information of others. And this is correct. Of course, you need to be careful while surfing the internet. And finally, D, for any content, it's better to use a bulletin board for information dissemination as it can reach a larger audience. And this is not correct, of course. Question after that, do it with us. Choose one statement that's appropriate. Add etiquette when using a smartphone from the options A to D below. A. I operated on a smartphone while driving my car. Is this correct? B. I turned off the smartphone at places like movie theaters or art museums. Is this good behavior? I posted negative comments about others on the internet. Is this from the etiquette? I sent my photo to a stranger I met online. Well, of course, the correct one from all of them is B. I turned off the smartphone at places like movie theater or art museum. And all of the others are wrong. Bad behaviors to do. Dealing with the questions? Do it with us. Answer the following questions. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate words. Number 1. Space is the term for a state in which a person prioritizes internet usage over aspects of life such as studies, work, physical and mental health, and is unable to control the time spent or the manner of internet usage. We call this A. Space is the collective term for service that facilitate the building of relationships over the internet. And we call this, can you guess? Space is the term for location information that can be added to various media such as photos and videos. Do you remember what we call it? Well, check the answers with me. Well, of course, number 1, the term of state in which a person prioritizes internet usage is internet addiction. He prioritized internet usage. over anything in his life, over eating, sleeping, walking, working, studying. Internet comes first. So we call this internet addiction. It's the collective term for services that facilitate the building of relationships over the internet. We call this social networking service. And the term for location information that can be added to various media, such as photos and videos, we call it geotag. Geotag. Well, now, from the following options A to H, choose the phrases that best fit into the blanks from 1 to 4. 1 is the term for the foundational concepts and attitudes necessary for conducting appropriate activities in the information society. Even if something is not prohibited by, you should still refrain from engaging in inappropriate behavior. Furthermore, information on the internet is easily and once disseminated, it tends. With all of this in mind, we must be careful not to become involved in internet-related crimes or problematic behavior. And the options are information etiquette, information ethics, spread, online, backlash, to disappear, not to disappear, laws and system. Well, the answers are number 1 will take B, information ethics, the term of foundational concepts and attitudes. Number 2 is gonna take laws. So it's not prohibited by laws. And number 3 is gonna take spread. So internet is easily spread. And 4, of course, not to disappear. It tends not to disappear. Information tends not to disappear easily. Well, the following statements A to D describe information ethics. Mark O if this statement is appropriate and X if it's not or if it's inappropriate. 1. When interacting through a network, it's important to communicate appropriately to avoid misunderstanding. B. You can write freely on an enormous bulletin board because no one can ever know who wrote it. C. Websites are legally required to always provide accurate information. And D. Since a celebrity was at a nearby shopping mall, I took a photo and shared it on social media. I assume that this is okay, since the photo was taken in a public place. Have you guessed which one is correct and which is wrong? Be with me, please. Well, number 1, when interacting through a network, it's correct, of course. It's important to communicate appropriately. B. You can write freely on an anonymous bulletin board. No, this is not correct at all. It's incorrect. C. Websites are legally required to always provide accurate information. No, this is not correct. They can post fake information. And D. Since a celebrity was at nearby shopping, I took a photo of him without his permission. And this is wrong behavior to do. This is wrong. Do it with us. Choose one correct statement regarding the use of internet and social media from the option A to D below. It's acceptable to copy a commercially available CD and post it on social media without permission. Without permission. So is this correct or no? B. Social media is nothing more than a dangerous tool that causes trouble. See, if you live life disconnected from the internet, you won't be a victim of cybercrime. And D, when disseminating information, ensure that it doesn't infringe on the privacy of others or interfere on the privacy of others. Well, of course, the correct action that should be followed is when disseminating information, ensure that it doesn't infringe on the privacy of others. That was the end for the questions and our session for today. Hope you, inshallah, got everything in a correct way. From me, Ms. Wafa Hassoub, all best wishes. Till I see you next session. Goodbye and thank you.